answers which they think that it's not possible, it needs a lot of work, then how they are going to be achieve it? That's the second thing they may go on and think over it when they think that something is not possible but we had to achieve it. Then how we are going to be achieve that? That's the more important thing. What are, will be those specific actions that they have to take and can achieve that? So for that, the risk and the payoffs are involved in it, so they have to think again over them that how they are going to be work with that risky environment, and the other things like payoffs, they will be also involved there. Now this is a clear strategic model. Now you can see here right from the left side, when environmental scanning starts, there is the external and internal environment. In external, we have to think as of the society, and there can be a lot of general forces that may come in place, and industry analysis, that is overall in the external environment of the industry you had to think. Then when you talk of the internal environment, you had to think the structure of your organization, or is that allowing you to make those changes? If you are having the we can say human resource, you are having those uh, all things, and that's more important. The second one is the internal culture of organization, their beliefs, their expectations, values, resources, assets, skills, and knowledge. So they all will come into play when you will talk of the environmental scan. Then we are having the most important step in the strategic management model, that is strategy formulation. Now that strategy formulation will come, that's totally based on the mission, the vision, objectives, strategies that you are going to be formulate, and what are the different policies while formulating those strategies. So mission, you know, the reason for the existence. If I will talk of again Reliance Jio, if they want to have, suppose they want the whole India, if we are having around more than 1 billion population of India, but they want here we want to have 1 billion customers till 2040. Now this is what they want to achieve, a figure they have set. This is the mission. Now when we talk of the vision, it's basically they want to become the number one. So there are a lot of companies in today's time in different fields which are having a lot of sales volume. They are having we can say a lot of customers, but they are not at in the top list. So there is a particular organization who is basically at the top list, but that is highly, we can say, accepted by the customers. So that is, you want to become the number one, is the position, is the image, is the corporate image that you want to set. But when you talk of in terms of the sales volume, in terms of the number of customers you will have, then it's mission basically. So whenever you want to formulate the strategy, it should be every time aligned with your vision and mission. The strategy cannot be formulated when you don't have a mission or a vision. So that's the important thing. The first thing, strategy starts right from the mission. Then objectives are basically the smaller we can say smaller work actions that you have to take so that you want to achieve that mission. Suppose for a mission you want to achieve it, you need to take a lot of steps, you need to a lot of decisions, and you need to do a lot of actions. For that, you have to formulate those smaller objectives. Once you will be able to, suppose if you want to achieve a particular mission, for that you want to have 50 objectives. The first thing you should have, then once you will reach to the level, then you have to go to the second level. It's just like a ladder. If you think there are 10 steps in a ladder and then you will reach at the top of the roof, then what it means that you have to put your first step at the step number one, at the step number two will be second, then you will go ahead and then you will reach to the top of that roof. Now this is how basically the objectives are being formulated. Then while achieving those objectives, then you have to make the plans. Now those plans basically which will work for you to achieve those mission and the objectives are the strategies. The simpler way, the strategies are those that can be the short term long term plans which are actually need needed to achieve those objectives and mission. That is what is known as strategies. So after mission, you break down that mission and the objectives. Then those objectives and mission you want to achieve, then you have to formulate the strategies, and then those strategies are bounded with the policies of an organization. There are lot of rules and regulations that an organization have to follow. Okay, everything is good, you make a mission, you formulate the objectives, you make the strategies, then everything have to work within that limitation, within the boundary, within the we can say the policies, because the guidelines you will have to take while making any decision, because there is the political environment, there is the, we can say, the sociological factors. There are a lot of factors that come into play while making any mission or formulate any strategy. Now this was what we had to do in the strategy formulation. So mission, objectives, strategies, and policies. Then there is one thing that downwards you will see that feedback and the learning. Look, once you make each and everything, then there will be the feedback. It can be from the top management, it can be from your staff, it can be from external environment. If it's positive, if it's good, then you will go ahead. If you have to change something, then you learn a lot of things there. That's why feedback and learning will took place at this strategy formulation. And then the step that will come the next is the implementation of that strategy. Now everything you have done till the strategies have been formulated, now the time is to implement those strategies, and that can be done with the help of programs, budgets, and procedures. And what is the last step? That is evaluation and control. And after that you will check the performance. So I will discuss again in the next slides everyone step by step what are these different things that is present in this strategic management model. Now the first thing is environmental scanning. That was basically in the model: monitoring, evaluating, and disseminating information from the environment to key people within the corporation. So every time environmental scanning will include, you had to monitor what's happening outside the organization, what's being done in the industry, how your competition is working. That's total monitoring. What you are doing, how you had to perform, whether you are performing good or not, that's the evaluation. And then you definitely circulate that information. It can be, it's important that the flow of information will be there, because when there is the communication, formal communication we can say, then there is the possibility of achieving your goals, the mission, effectively and efficiently. Now SWOT analysis, you know that you can use this tool to scan the environment. You can find out what are the different opportunities and threats, because both opportunities and threats are going to be come from the external environment, they will come from the outside. So you may have control, but you may not have control, you may have, because opportunity when comes, do are you ready for to grab that opportunity? Then you really have to move fast, you have to work fast. And once the threat is going to become, then I am ready to defend that threat. So this is from the external environment. And for strength and weakness, it's up to you, it's your internal control. So here you definitely have to every time work out that if I have a particular weakness, how I am going to be minimize that, and if I have a strength, how I'm going to be make it more and more stronger. So the experts are saying that whenever you are having any weakness, it's important that minimize that weakness by by maximizing your strength. So this is the another thing, because sometimes we are having some weakness in our business, but how we are going to be how we are going to be uh, minimize it by maximizing the strength. Now we'll move to the next slide. Now how the strategy formulation is happening. The process of developing long-range plans to deal effectively with the environmental opportunities and threats in light of corporate strengths and weakness. So every time whenever we formulate a strategy, we have to make those long plans, because we have to deal effectively, efficiently, and more importantly, we have to compete with the opportunities and the threats that are going to become in the, we can say, in the highly competitive environment. So we have to formulate those plans. That's why strategy formulation have to be more and more, we can say, effective. How a formulation took place: having mission, objectives, strategies, and policies. This is the last thing that we discussed already one while I was discussing the strategic model with you. So mission, you know that what you want to achieve. Objectives, then you break down the action, sorry, the smaller sections into the objectives, and for achieving those mission objectives you use the strategies and the guidelines you have to follow while making the strategies, that is the policies. The purpose or reason for the corporation existence is the mission. It tells who the company is, what they do, as well as what they would like to become. So over a period of time, what actually an organization want to do, this is the mission. And the objectives are basically the end results of a planned activity. They state what is to be accomplished by when. They should be quantified if possible. We should be able to measure them. We should be able to give them a, we can shape a shape figure, so that we will be able, whether our objectives are achievable or not, or we have achieved something or not. They should be specific, measurable, and obtainable. This all that you can understand, that our objectives should be quantified, they should be specific, measurable, and obtainable. Now strategies. A strategy is a comprehensive master plan stating how the corporation will achieve its mission and objectives. So this is what we have discussed so far. Now there are three types